Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spiceworks Ziff Davis Partner Webinar. I'm David from the Spiceworks community, and I'll be your moderator for today. The session today is being brought to you by Acquia, and we'll be getting into some exciting content around adapting in today's digital ecosystem. So before we get started, I'll cover a few items about our console. This session is being recorded, so if you step away or miss any portion of today's session, you'll be able to view it on demand at your convenience. We'll send you a link after today. We'll also invite you to join in to our live Q&A session. You'll see a Q&A widget located on your screen, so you can submit those and they'll queue up on our side. We'll get to as many of those before we finish up. And if there's any others we have not seen or have not covered, we'll follow up with you after today. Acquia has also provided some additional information in the handout section, so take a look there and download those. Finally, I do want to remind everyone we do have an attendee chat section. You can bring that up using the chat icon button at the bottom of your screen and start a conversation with your fellow webinar attendees. Remember, our chat does follow our community guidelines, so keep things fun and professional while we're in session. With that, I'll introduce our speakers for today. We have Dylan Josephs, Product Manager at Acquia Site Factory, and Karen Hall, Product Marketing Manager. With that, I'll hand it over to you, Kara, to get started.
Okay, thank you, David. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today, we will be sharing lessons from companies that managed to scale successfully, no matter what unexpected changes that they were up against. I'm focusing on what we find are the three biggest challenges organizations face when trying to scale. These include how to expand the capabilities of your website quickly and easily, how to handle traffic increases in website traffic without any glitches, and how to create additional websites and apps and still maintain governance. I'm going to dive into those challenges, talk about the solution, and share some of the case studies of organizations who have successfully scaled. Then Dylan is going to walk us through a demo, and then we'll wrap up with some Q&A. So I'll go ahead and jump into it. The first challenge we have we're going to talk about is how to expand the capabilities of your website quickly and easily. So why does ease of use matter? The demand for content has never been greater. It can no longer be done by a single team. You can't invest in content marketing and place the burden on a few of your corporate team members. Everyone needs to contribute. Marketers, line of business owners, regional teams, everyone. Traditionally, building and managing websites takes a lot of time, effort, and resources, and a content management system were a primary way to manage content and sites at scale. And this is something that Acquia has done really well for over 12 years. But many are faced with a lot of complexity in their organization. Combining that with complicated technology required to build and manage their websites, you need to be able to create content quickly. And in order to do all of this, in teams, even non-technical users need to be able to contribute to content creation. So let's talk about the challenges of ease of use. The main challenges to getting content live are updating your content site is hard and time consuming. We know that traditionally it takes experienced developers to get content live. Simple site building tools aren't ready for enterprise. We know simple site building tools exist for blogs, but not so much for enterprises. And connecting your digital experiences to new channels requires a lot of heavy lifting. We know that creating a consistent content experience is key on every channel your customers engage with, including mobile, web, chatbots, wearables, and whatever is next. And it is hard to create these connections today on many digital experience platforms. Think about how many platforms one user interacts with in just one day. Many thought that the solution to these problems was to speed up the process by hiring more developers and allocating more budget to IT. But that really didn't solve the problem because it was tech and the process that was broken. What you really need to do is do more with less, or at least the same amount. The solution is a platform that makes it easy for your entire team to contribute content and is flexible enough to deliver content across emerging channels. By combining powerful CMS capabilities with low-code tools, you can share the digital work across your entire organization. Now, marketers and content creators and designers can collaborate and contribute to the process of building and updating content. This empowers marketers to help create and update pages while still providing control to IT. This allows IT to focus their efforts on higher value projects to the business, like driving innovation, integrations, profit-centric activities, and much more. The combination of ease of use and flexible architecture enables users to do all of these functions. So what does ease of use look like? Site Studio is the only low-code site builder designed for enterprise digital experiences, enabling organizations to get to market in days. Key features of Site Studio are WYSIWYG editor for creating web pages and sites, reusable features and styles with guardrails, roles and permissions at a site level. And then there are the differentiated features that only Acquia provides. Those include over 70 pre-built templates and components to use on day one, visual layout canvas that has drag and drop page building, preset design elements through Style Guide, built for anyone within your organization to use after just 2 hours of basic training, roles and permissions at a component level, and time to market is hours, not weeks. So here we're going to show you the creation of a landing page with no coding required. The user goes in and selects the landing page template. Then you can see the user going in and creating the title and then adding a helper. Sorry about that. Here we go, guys. Okay, so here we can show the creation of a landing page with no coding required. The user goes in and selects the landing page template. Then you can see the user going in and creating the title and then adding a helper from the component library, in this case, a campaign page with preloaded components. They then use the customization with an additional component. Next, you can see them clicking into the hero to edit. They update the heading and apply changes and then hit save. This then loads up to the preview and shows the new page and the changes that the user made. They can then click directly into the preview and create additional updates. In this case, they are clicking into the hero and choosing to update the background image. They choose a nice image to upload and changing it to a nice cityscape photo, which we'll see coming up. There we go. And then all of this is again done without the need for code and is super easy. Close Brothers is a great example is a great case study for the ease of use. They use Site Studio to help them scale when facing COVID-19. Close Brothers needed to support a lean but strategically minded marketing team with distinct content, optimization, and customer needs all in mind. They sought a platform that could deliver consistent branding, user experience, while still maintaining their compliance standards. Through the use of Site Studio, they were able to achieve the delivery of new sites in 3 days, 70% of applications online in the first 12 months since go to live, and 35% of customers using self-service for forbearance applications during COVID-19. As with many organizations in the last year, they had to act fast, and Close Brothers was able to launch their new online application in only 3 days, including build and launch time. So let's talk about another big challenge organizations are facing. Flexibility. The leading digital analyst, Gartner, said that you can't connect your content to other systems, you won't generate a positive ROI. Before thinking about all the amazing things a content platform can do, you need to make sure you aren't spending an arm and a leg on connecting it to your current systems. The solution is having an arsenal of over 1,000 pre-built integrations with existing and emerging technologies. Acquia embraces the power of the open source community that makes Drupal the most flexible CMS in the market. Take advantage of pre-built integrations to connect to your existing technologies and get ahead of emerging technology trends. Not to mention, Drupal offers flexibility to be used as a traditional, decoupled, or hybrid CMS so that you can deliver your content to any channel you choose with ease. A great case study of this practice is MTA. MTA of New York City is using Drupal Cloud to deploy real-time information to its customers across various screens, including web, mobile, wearables, and thousands of digital signs in the subway system. Through the use of Drupal Cloud, MTA was able to achieve the use of the same CSM that powers its website to push content and data to 1,800 digital signs and more than 400 stations in New York City. By infusing the power of the digital signage into the station countdown clocks, MTA makes customers the #1 priority. And using Acquia and Drupal, MTA launched the clock pilot in 3 months and completed a full rollout within 18 months, compared to the previous 8 years it took for the previous version of the subway system countdown clock. So we've talked about ease of use and flexibility. Now let's talk about scale. How to handle traffic increases and website traffic without any glitches. So why does scale matter? When COVID-19 started, the New York Department of Labor had to scale fast. They had to respond immediately to a huge increase in traffic, which increased by more than 200%. This requires the ease of use and flexibility that we talked about. But scaling to support this increased traffic also brings with it additional challenges. The challenges with dealing with increased traffic really start with the foundation. With respect to an agile CMS, a CIO are concerned about application performance, which is ensuring that your applications are always available, scale, ensuring that your experiences are always available no matter how many visitors are trying to access your content, and also ensuring it reaches those users no matter where they're at in the world, and security. If the content on their sites get hacked, it could cost millions of dollars. So a solution for these challenges is a platform that guarantees application availability by providing an uptime guarantee and security as a service. By combining the application performance and security, it not only allows your organization to scale, but it provides you with peace of mind too. But how do we achieve performance at scale? Acquia Site Factory is the world's most comprehensive solution for building, launching, and managing digital experiences. Key features that allow us to provide this are the ability to scale from hundreds to hundreds of thousands of page views seamlessly, which is why we are trusted to deliver some of the most demanding digital experiences in the world. 4 layers of caching, including memcache and varnish, to ensure the best performance for your digital experiences. Built-in CDN with optional premium CDN and WAF to ensure your content is delivered to your global audiences. 24/7 world-class platform support backed by 99.95% uptime SLA so that you are always supported. And Acquia is the only company offering 24/7 Drupal application support with the largest team of Drupal experts ready to help you with all of your sites in your portfolio. So what does this mean? You deliver your content for all of your experiences on all channels with the assurance that your experience is backed by an uptime guarantee, a global reach, and a team of experts. A great example that I'd like to share of this is NBC Sports, one of the largest and best-known media companies in the world. They rely on Acquia for events like the Super Bowl and the Olympics. With the use of Drupal, they were able to achieve 3.3 billion total streaming minutes, 2.17 billion live streaming minutes, and was visited by 10 million unique visitors. What about security and compliance as a service at scale? Acquia Site Factory provides a comprehensive platform and application security as a service built in, a robust compliance portfolio including FedRAMP, PCI, HIPAA, SOC 2, and many more compliance standards. extensible security features, including a WAF to further protect your site from malicious attacks, and push security updates and patching across multiple sites. Some of the key features include built-in CDN with optional premium CDN and WAF, 4 layers of caching, including Memcache and Varnish, all of the world-class support that was previously mentioned a few slides ago, and, fun fact, in April of 2018, Acquia blocked its users from 500,000 attack attempts during 1 week thanks to quick action by the development team. But what does this look like in real life? Fannie Mae is the leading source of financing for mortgage lenders, providing access to affordable mortgage financing. Their previous method, or on this slide, current method, was a time-consuming manual process that did not enable linked references to relatable information. Using Site Factory, they enabled the building of a new guide that then had increased the customer experience and the content management and workflow processes to dramatically improve them. Customer feedback has since become extremely positive. And the final challenge I want to hit on is how to create additional websites and apps and still maintain governance. Challenges that are faced in maintaining governance are creating new sites and apps takes experience, developer time, effort, and needs to happen faster than ever before. Managing multiple sites and experiences becomes more time-consuming as you create more and more sites while still wanting to maintain control of them. And brand governance becomes harder to enforce when multiple users and agencies are contributing to content to your experiences. The solution to this, there we go, sorry about that. The solution to this is a platform that enables your whole team and agency partners to deliver content quickly and create sites in seconds without impacting site or brand governance. Together, Acquia's Site Factory and Site Studio allow you to do this without sacrificing site or brand governance. So what about site governance? Site Factory provides site governance by having you manage all of your sites from a centralized management console, with key features being a central dashboard for all of your sites or subset of sites, roles and permissions for every site allowing centralized, decentralized, or a hybrid model. This groups internal users into teams based on the applications that they need to have access to. Use out-of-the-box user roles or create custom roles, restricting specific actions that each user can take while working on or with applications, and a fully provisioned new sites in the cloud within seconds. Brand governance is something that Site Studio enables you to enforce with a style guide manager, with the key features being reusable features and styles with guardrails, roles and permissions at a component level, preset design elements through that style guide manager. And here, this was a GIF, but we had some technical difficulties. But normally you'd be able to see a non-technical user making changes to the look and feel of the page, where you would typically have to rely on a developer to make these changes. You can see that a non-technical user is able to make these changes, which frees up your technical team to focus on more innovation. The Style Guide Manager is not just a feature, but also an approach to building. So think architecturally about a factory approach. When you see the Style Guide Manager, you can configure what features and styles will be available across all of your sites. Bayer is a great case study for this. Bayer had a vision of scaling its digital presence with governance, speed, and efficiency while removing bottlenecks with IT and allowing marketers, designers, and agencies to play a more active role. With Acquia, they brought 500 plus sites live in 6 months with a core team of developers within IT shared services creating reusable components and the master style guide. 18 plus 8 assembled agencies and business units were limited to no Drupal experiences were able to do that using Site Factory. Another great example of this is Rice University. They had a legacy CMS with spotty access provisioning that kept the development team from being able to easily assist with site problems. A disjointed codebase and sporadic theming created a less than ideal experience for visitors. Rice University's students, staff, alumni, and donors needed a website that they could get updated information from, perform transactions, and actively communicate with university departments. With the use of Acquia and Site Factory, they were able to get 320 plus sites updated, an enhanced user experience, consistent brand standards, and accessibility. Platform maintenance is now less cumbersome so that the development team is freed up to become more strategic in their tasks. So today we have discussed the challenges that organizations face when expanding the capabilities of a website quickly and easily, handling traffic increases to a website without any glitches, and creating additional websites and apps while still maintaining governance. We covered how Site Studio and Site Factory work hand in hand to allow your organization to scale quickly and when you need it most, keeping your governance, security, compliance, and your use for your organization's non-technical users in mind. Not only is Acquia trusted by brands that we covered today, but by more than 4,000 others to help them with the same things. Now that we've talked about the challenges and solution, I'm going to pass it off to Dylan to give you a short demo.
Thank you, Kara. So we're going to actually play a quick video demo here, but otherwise, my name is Dylan Joseph. I'm the product manager for Site Factory. I really want to show some of the big, a great idea of how easy it is to really manage your sites. Tens, hundreds, or thousands of sites at scale using Acquia Site Factory.
I think one of the greatest things about Site Factory is the fundamental ability of users to see all of their sites in one place, because it really hits home that you won't need to manage each site from a separate portal or interface. Whether it's viewing a site, performing a backup, or managing your domains, this can all be done from the dashboard homepage. Diving in one step deeper, users can organize their sites using the group feature. As we click into the group dropdown on the sidebar, we can use groups to organize sites by primary owner, for example, or to manage which users get access to specific sites. Grouping is a great way to make sure your digital assets stay organized and maintainable at scale. As we click into a group, we see our user looking to add a new member. By doing this, our new member, Jacob, can now make edits to the site in this group and only this group, preventing him from accidentally making changes to other assets. Probably the most common Site Factory function for a growing digital business we'll see today is the creation of a new site. Available from within any of your group's pages, the Create a Site button is a fundamental feature that helps customers scale up quickly. From the Create a Site page, all a customer needs to do is designate a site URL from their domains, select the appropriate hardware stack if they're a multi-stack customer, and then choose their desired installation profile. The rest is all orchestrated by Site Factory, making this an easy process for site builders of all skill levels across an organization. As Site Factory kicks off all of the Drupal site creation tasks behind the scenes, you can navigate back to the dashboard and continue with the rest of your other daily work as you manage all of your other sites. Once the site finishes the install process, it will immediately become visible from the dashboard as a new thumbnail. Accessing and building your new site is as easy as clicking the login button, at which point you'll be able to begin your Drupal site design. Customers today use Site Factory to seamlessly manage hundreds and even thousands of sites. Additionally, when combined with our fantastic page building tool shown at the top of the page, Site Studio, Site Factory allows users of all technical abilities to have total control over the front and back end design of all of their sites at scale.
So that concludes my demo. I'll pass back to you, Kara, but yeah, I'd love to hear if there are any questions at the end around Site Factory. Thank you.
All right, so we do have some questions that have come in. If there's any questions that you want to get in, our audience, please go ahead and use the Q&A widget on your screen, and we'll get to those, as many as we can. So with that, let's take this first question. So when Dylan started talking, I could, no, let me go to this next question. Is the Site Factory FedRAMP authorized?
Sure, and I can answer that question. Yes, Site Factory absolutely is FedRAMP authorized. We have a number of federal customers, and yeah, it absolutely is. We've had no concerns there. We love sort of our government customers.
All right, great. Let's take another question here from IT Guru. How does Drupal compare to WordPress?
Dylan, I can let you take that one.
Sure. So, when I think about Drupal versus WordPress, the WordPress is a very common sort of platform for people with small businesses who are trying to get off the ground in a fairly easy way. I think the challenges with WordPress is that when you try and scale that out, which is really one of the big topics of today, you're met with a lot of challenges where WordPress does not really consider the concept of enterprise scale. What I think Drupal does a lot better of a job of, as well as Acquia more specifically, is really thinking about how can we operate many sites all in the same place and not have to maintain each one very separately, which is sort of the major challenge of WordPress, is that you don't have this concept of governance where you make a change in one place and it will impact all of your sites. So I think that's one of the really great, powerful pieces around Drupal, is that people are really thinking at it from the enterprise level.
All right, let's take another question here. Can you use Site Studio and Site Factory together?
Yep, you can absolutely. Oh, go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is a fairly, like many products across Acquia, we're absolutely thinking about how to integrate them together. And this one is a resounding yes. You can definitely use them together, Site Studio and Site Factory. We are always developing better integrations between the products at scale. We see customers, I know of one specifically who has over 1,000 sites that they're managing within Site Factory, and they're utilizing Site Studio to make quicker front-end changes, and it actually really unlocks a lot more of the value across Site Factory. So yes, these products work fantastically together.
All right, I think you touched on this on the previous question, but what makes Factory Site different from managing many sites on other platforms?
Sure. So thinking back to my demo, there's a couple of really important things that I think Site Factory does that are notable. One is this concept of governance. It's really easy to make a change in one place and make sure it works across all of your sites. It's not just about hosting and being able to see them all there, but actually being able to take actions. The second part of the question, what makes it better than Drupal multi-site? Thinking to some of our Acquia customers who have tried doing Drupal multi-sites outside of Site Factory, there's a lot of additional work that goes into play that the customer then has to do for themselves and manage as an IT team. I think what's really great about Acquia and the way we think about building Drupal multi-site is that we know a lot of the best practices, and we really try to enforce those within Site Factory. And we add in a lot of pieces of orchestration, automation that otherwise a customer would really have to do for themselves, and make a lot of guesses as to is this a good decision today? Is the way I'm setting up my multi-site going to really work as I scale up 10x what I am today? And customers do make mistakes when they try to do this. So I think from that perspective, that is really why Site Factory is so helpful for customers and allows them to seamlessly grow their business without potentially making mistakes.
All right. Well, we can. I think that's just about it on questions. I do want to remind everyone about the case study and the case studies and the other downloadables in the handout section. So take a look there to get some more information. And then with that, I do want to remind everyone you can view this session on demand. So with that, and I've taken a glance at any other last questions, I think that's just about it for a time. I do want to thank Kara and Dylan for the presentation today and taking us through the demo, and want to thank Acquia for sponsoring this great event today. We know we all have busy schedules, and we thank our audience for joining us today to preview all of this information. So definitely reach out to us if you have any additional questions, and we look forward to another partner webinar with all of you soon. With that, I wish you all a great day. Until next time, stay safe and keep it spicy. Take care, everyone.